I love and adore minigame collections. I can never get enough of them, and they're some of my bread and butter throughout gaming, and always have been and always will. It doesn't matter if they're good, bad or indifferent, I still come away with a giant grin on my face because it taps into what makes gaming fun for me personally. So I always probably slightly overscore these games because I can't be as objective to them as I can with other genres of game, because I just, there's something about a party game that I just can't get enough of. Sapbox is a PC developer that specialises in indie budget party games, and they've got a few out, and in general I really enjoy them, but the one that we're talking about today is called Party Time, and it's set up in a slightly different fashion to all of the other party games that they've put out. And it's modular, so you can buy the base game with about 20 minigames in for £2.97, so really simple entry point for a PC game, especially if you're looking at 1 to 6 players. And you can fill in bots, obviously, if you've not got everyone to hand, as you'll see with most of the gameplay that's here. Anyway, if you think, oh, do you know what, I'm quite enjoying myself, they've, over the course of 2023, been releasing themed packs, and they're called weird and wonderful like titles, like Happy Pack and things like that. But they're like a theme of 10 to 15 sports style mini games, or 10 to 15 games where you have to play cooperatively to all get a high score together. Or you all fail as a result. Or it could be things like where you're all attacking each other, or it's like all obstacle courses and stuff like that. So it really builds out the game to be a meaty piece of partying action, but it's still really cheap because all of those packs are just £1.87 each. So you can pick and choose exactly what the pack and combos that you want. Full disclosure, I bought the lot because I loved the game. But I started off with just the base game and then ended up getting all the DLC over the course of like the year. So I don't know if there's more DLC coming, but this is as the game is as of the 9th of September 2023. So, a lot of preamble there. What are the types of games that you get here? Well, they're largely split into several different themes. So you've got ones that are timing based, I would say, and this is things like be the first to shoot something, or be the first to tap, or be the one that's closest to tap to 0 as a clock counts down from 10. Or it could be that you're timing so that you can launch a grabber and grab a gem in front of someone else. Or it could be hitting a ball at a certain point so that you get the best trajectory. Sometimes there's some rhythm stuff on there as well. And so there is like a timing element or a theme there. There's also a competitive, like push each other off and be the last one standing theme that goes on too. Some of these are like as if you're in like dodgem cars and you can kind of sumo punch people off. Then there's other ones where like you're rolling balls and you want to try to push each other off. There's one where you've got punching gloves along the outside of the arena and you can try and punch glove someone off instead. So there's a variety of ones there where it's quite competitive and angry, or it could be where you're just like literally shooting people and picking up like their gems. There's a cool one where you're picking up and stacking things like in your backpack, and so you're trying to like shoot the one that's collected the most of what they're collecting so that you can then ruin them rather than like pick up points yourself. So there's always some good strategy there. Then there's like a sports theme of stuff. So there's like the hammer throw, there's fishing, there's like an archery of sorts. Baseball, as I said before, is in there as well. Air hockey's in there. There's a variant on darts where the dartboards spin around as well as you having to aim on stuff as well when they move. So that's always quite cool. Quite a lot of the sports ones have been, I'll say, like party gamed up, for want of a better phrase. You'll know what I mean. There's like a zany twist on them. Then there's some more traditional things like rock, paper, scissors, for example. There's a boxing thing, and they're quite often done like as a tournament. And then you've got games that feel like they've been borrowed from Fall Guys. So there's a couple of obstacle courses. There's the one, and the name's now escaped me on the top of my head, where you have to jump over like spinning pylons as they go round. And they feel inspired by Fall Guys or It's a Knockout or Takeshi's Castle. And you can kind of spot the like origins of where some of these games have come from. But it does it in a way that gives like homage to them, but it still feels unique and interesting and fun. And I appreciate that Party Time is a budget title, but the sheer variety of what they've got in this game really is like hats off and to be commended. Not only that, but there's also like difficulty of bots that you can put into, which is something I think a lot of local multiplayer games actively avoid through development cost. But this game has it in, and the bots generally work very, very well. Where that shines the most is when you and if you buy the co-op pack. Because what this does is it means that all 6 of you have to work together to get to the end of a goal, for example. So there's one where you've got to get through like an obstacle course, but you're all in a conga line. So that was quite good fun. There's ones where you've got like balls coming down chutes from afar, and you need to pick up and like collect the dropping ball from whatever like pipe it's falling out of. And if it's you with your colour, you then need to put it in the right pot. Now the AI can quite clearly do this. They don't do it nearly as well on easy and hard mode, but easy and normal mode, but if you put them on hard difficulty, they're doing it right every single time. So it helps you in the co-op stuff because they know what they're doing, particularly when it comes to like, we're going to solve a sum, and all 6 of you need to stand on the right number to be able to make it happen. You're like, I don't think I could do this myself with some humans. So thankfully the like computer bots help. But on the flip side, they then become really challenging, actually, for some of the games when you're then battling against them. And I would say, actually, the game seems to then prefer, if, say, 2 of you attack each other at the same time, on hard mode, it seems to be the AI usually win and you get biffed off the stage. So, yeah, there's a bit of meh on that. If I was going to be critical about this game, there would be 2 things I'd call out for party time. The main one is around how floaty some of the controls are. So your character has a turning turtle of a tank, and that feels a bit odd when you're trying to do like sometimes some quite precise platforming on this game, particularly on things where it's like there are like tetrominoes coming from above and you need to like not get squashed by them, for example, and things like that. It gets a little bit too floaty for its own good. But it also comes out when you're trying to attack other players. Sometimes you think you've hit a connected like punch and it just does nothing, and other times it's like 2 go together and it just kind of looks a little bit like meh. So yeah, that's kind of the main downside for this game. The other one I want to call out is that there is a broken minigame in here that's like a Beat Saber rhythm kind of chopper, and it just doesn't work. So avoid that game and don't go into it if you're going to do like a big long run of games, because that will cause you problems and you'll all be stuck there for the 90 seconds whilst the game runs going, I can't do anything. Outside of that, and hopefully that minigame does get fixed eventually, Party Time is an absolutely gloriously stupid and irrelevant time to be had. It's definitely going on my local multiplayer rotation, and it'll be definitely one I'll pull out whilst we've got some drinks and some snacks, because it's stupid, and gaming is stupid and deserves to be stupid, and I think we should hold this genre aloft for giving us stupid fun times to laugh and forget about the world. Because as gaming grows up, I feel like people are forgetting that like this is a viable genre of game, and don't be snooty. Sometimes simple and stupid is best. Higher Plane Games is part of the Higher Plane Network, a completely independent media outlet supported by people like you. The goal is to create the best possible content that cultivates a richer indie scene for games as well as music and entertainment. To find out more and to get involved, visit patreon.com/higherplane-network. Your support makes all the difference, and in return you'll gain access to bonus content and downloads. Thank you for watching.